His name is Buddy Rice, and he's the most recent champion in a long line of victors who've graced the world's most prestigious open-wheel development series, the Toyota Atlantic Championship. After winning 5 of the 2,000 events, a host of competitors were glad to see him lead. After winning the 4th race of last season, Martin Basso might have thought that he had a chance for that ultimate prize, but such was not to be. Rice simply proved too strong. David Rutledge, driving the much sought-after Lynx number 19, scored an impressive win in Montreal, only to see the rest of his season fall into the category of disappointed. Perhaps looking forward to 2001 more than any other is Hoover Orsi, who after finishing an impressive 3rd in the first Atlantic race, had to settle for a distant 7th in the championship. Surely, you say, the new champion must be found within such a collection of experienced drivers. Surely they alone hold the keys to the kingdom. Well, there's one thing missing from that logic. They haven't met these guys. A collection of rookies that any series would be proud to present to big-time racing. From around the world, these men have come to accept the challenge, and they don't much care about what the veterans want. They're here to prove their own point, that nothing is certain, except they all want the brass ring. ESPN2 presents the CART Toyota Atlantic Championship, the opening round of the 2001 12-event series, the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. Just how tough is this series? Take a look at some of the drivers who, over the last 19 appearances by Atlantic cars in the streets of Long Beach, have taken the checkered flag. Names like Holmes, Brabham, Maschusta, Vassar, Gidley, Tagliani, just to name a few. You know, when you come to Shoreline Drive, just the knowledge of the drivers who've been here before you has to make you stop and wonder. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Gary Gerould. It's great to have you with us as we launch a 28th season now of Atlantic Championship competition, a series with a grand tradition. You know, pound for pound, as you look at past and present, many of the world's greatest race drivers have graduated from the Atlantic ranks. And one of the reasons why is year in and year out, the Atlantic seem to come up with just a stellar crop of rookie drivers. Now, if you think maybe we're overstating the case just a tad, we'll give you some further evidence as we check out the class of 2001. Let's check in with our broadcast colleagues, Brian Till and Jan Beekes. We'll start with Jan.
Gary, one of those rookies is Matthew Halliday, who comes from New Zealand, and not only is he a new driver, but he comes with a brand new team, but with a familiar name. Yes, Duesenberg Brothers Racing. First started in 1914. Now the second generation, Keith Duesenberg, starts this brand new team with a rookie driver. And my question to you is, you come from Australia, Formula Holden. What's your impression of the Atlantic machine?
Well, firstly, I think, Duesenberg Brothers Racing, along with Western Union, have just done an absolutely tremendous job getting this team turned around in 2 weeks. The cars are great, better performance-wise than anything I've driven. Not quite as much horsepower, but, really exciting little cars. And, they've got great potential. I'm sure they're a great stepping stone to move up into champ cars, which is obviously one of my aims. So I see this as, a great opportunity. And Keith, the name says it all, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And the way to get the champ cars, of course, would be to win the Atlantic Championship. He would love to add that title to Duesenberg Brothers Racing. Now, speaking of Atlantic champions, let's go to a former Atlantic champion, Brian Till.
Guy Cosmo makes his Atlantic debut this weekend, having competed last season in the Scandinavian Formula Ford 2000 Championship. 2 wins, 2 pole positions, and 14 top 5 finishes. Guy knows something about what it takes to be successful in a race car. But Guy, the Toyota Atlantic Championship, that brings additional challenges and opportunities for you.
Brian, I'm really excited about this. It's a real big challenge for me. All the other teams have been testing all winter so far, and I've had 1 day in a car before this event. I'm doing my best, but World Speed Motorsports is putting me in, and thanks to the guys there, I'm really happy about this.
Well, we'll see what Guy does with the opportunities he's been given. Let's check back in with Jan.
Brian, if you see a family resemblance, there's a good reason for that. We have 2 new brothers, rookies, coming into the series this year, the Mazzata brothers. We'll start on our right with Hawk, and tell me, coming here as brothers, we think oftentimes as competitors as the enemy. How does it work as brothers?
Well, it's never enemies with brothers, We're best friends on and off the track, it never matters. Comes the track, it's you're out there to win, no matter what, but there's always in the back of your head, he's your brother, so it's great. You know, on the track, if we're ever battling, you can trust each other, which is really nice. It's like a mirror off the track, so any information we'll give to each other, share with each other, so it just works to our advantage in any way, really.
And Zach, let me ask you, the two cars that you have were acquired from PPI. They finished second and third in the championship. Does that help having cars that ran so well last year?
Well, they're proven cars. They didn't come, unfortunately, they didn't come with setup, but you know, we're learning, and it's just going to be an awesome year. We're looking forward to it, and we're doing the best we can.
Well, it's a very nicely turned out team. Thank you, guys. We enjoy watching you this year, and we'll check in back again now with Brian Till.
They say that patience is a virtue, but when you're only 21 years old, sometimes it's hard to be patient, and nobody knows that better than Joey Hand. He won the Formula Mazda Championship in 1999, but he didn't get to race at all in 2000 after suffering injuries in a karting accident. But Buddy Rice did race, and he won the Atlantic Championship in this very DSTP entry. But Buddy has moved on, and the seat has become empty. And Joey, now it's yours. Championship-winning team, championship-winning car. You got to be thinking championship?
Oh, of course. You know, this is a great opportunity D.D. Rogers and DSTP has given me. All I'm here to do is just repeat. You know, we want to win the championship again. The crew is really behind me. The morale is high, and we're looking to do it.
Well, high hopes for this rookie. He's got a championship-winning team and car behind him, but all these other rookies, they're all reaching for the same brass ring.
Well, there you have it. Just a small sample of talent to be found throughout this great class of '01. Now, earlier today, we had some ugly weather for a time roll through Long Beach, but right now the sun is out. The course has been dried. The palm trees look great against a backdrop of blue sky, and we're ready to go racing. Season opening action of a brand new Toyota Atlantic Championship season. The starting grid and the green flag coming up in moments. Coverage of the 2001 CART Toyota Atlantic Championship is being brought to you by Toyota, who invite you to visit the Toyota Atlantic Championship website at www.toyotaatlantic.com. And by Yokohama Tires, performance that justifies obsession. Taking a look now at our season opening starting grid from the pole position from West Vancouver, British Columbia, David Rutledge for the Lynx team. And for the DSTP championship team of last year, a rookie driver, Joey Hand, alongside. From Brazil, Huber Orsi starts inside row 2 with Argentina's Martin Basso next to him. A pair of rookies in the third row, Grant Riley and Michael Valiente. One of the most experienced drivers in the field is Tony Abe, who starts 7th next to young Rocky Moran Jr. Two more rookies in row 5, Jonathan Macri and Rodolfo Levine. T.J. Bell in his second year of Atlantic competition in the 6th row with Guy Cosmo. Frank Dunch along with Andrew Cucaldi of Scotland in row 7. Stefan Waugh and Matthew Halliday from New Zealand in row 8. Rookie brothers Hawk and Zach Mazzata in row 9. Anthony Simone and Bob Siska, the veteran, in row 10. And completing the field, Steve Lorenzen and Eric Jensen. The circuit at Long Beach, nearly 2 miles in length, 11 turns. How tough is it to pass, Jan?
Well, there's two great places to pass here, Gary, in particular, turn number 1 and turn number 9. This is a street circuit you can pass. It doesn't necessarily count where you start.
Well, we'll see what happens with so many rookies in this field. Rutledge setting the pace as they get temperature on the back straightaway. Let's check in the pits once again, and here's Brian Till.
You talk about rookies, the entire third row, Riley and Valiante filling the third row. What they've done so far, it's just stunning. The Wheels Classic, it's about to start.
Indeed, it is about to begin. The green flag is out, and down the fastest portion of this circuit, it's Shoreline Drive in scenic Long Beach. The scramble begins for turn number 1. It'll be a left-hander, and it's coming up shortly. Will it be the inside or the outside right? Look at Joey Hand on the outside, darting into the lead, and Rutledge dropped it back.
But I think that Huber Orsi in the great car.
Oh, and we've got a problem as well. Andrew Cucaldi, the rookie from Scotland, in car number 12, entangled with another machine. And a tough start for those two to a brand new racing season.
T.J. Bell was the other car that was involved there, but there's the great car, Huber Orsi. He slots into second spot. Well, what an awesome move in that first corner by Joey Hand.
Joey Hand is 22 years of age, makes his home in Sacramento, California. There were some raised eyebrows when he grabbed the seat of the championship team. Remember, Buddy Rice drove that car to a championship and Atlantic competition last year, but a brilliant start. Now, of course, full course yellow being displayed, and the field will bunch up while they go to work to take care of the 55 car of Bell and the number 12 machine of Kirkcaldy. Well, everyone is so anxious, Jan, and look at that scramble for turn 1.
Well, it's right in this section here that you first saw it start to happen. There was contact with Kirkcaldy on the left. It shot him over. T.J. Bell was an innocent victim there. And that was certainly a scary moment for him, because you have a car that's going straight down into turn number 1. There's some wheel-to-wheel contact. Obviously, that must have rearranged the suspension to some degree and shot him across the path of T.J. Bell.
We'll come back and we'll assume that we'll be ready to go green in just a few moments. First, we break away from the shores of the Pacific in Long Beach for these messages. Well, the high hopes of a brand new season, disappointment for these two. Andrew Kirkcaldy closest to the camera, T.J. Bell on the far side after that first lap incident. The track now in the process of being cleared, and we anticipate that we'll be going green momentarily. Joey Hand, what a remarkable start for the DSTP team. He started from the long side in the front row, and he certainly got a great jump on David Rutledge. Rutledge is currently third in this procession. Hoover Orsi in that silver number 9 is sandwiched in between. Right behind him in the red and white, you saw Martin Basso. So those are all championship contenders we anticipate over the course of the 12-race season. And now they're getting ready as they come through the hairpin, and we think we may be ready to go green. Revs come up, green flag waves, and we are underway once again. Couple of laps under yellow, and now in the single file procession, we shouldn't have quite the congestion going down into that first turn that we had on the start.
Riding with Hoover Orsi, who runs in second spot. This comes around the fountain, and you see Joey Hand got a little bit, pushed a little too hard, locked up a brake, and lost a little bit of valuable time there. Remember, when you're running behind the pace car, if you're not careful to keep the tires clean, you can pick up both these guys all over the racetrack. It's called pickup, Gary. It's just old rubber on the racetrack you have to clean off on the first lap back to green.
Rutledge stalking Orsi. The teal-colored car there for the Lynx team, number 19. Then Basso in red and white. We help you familiarize yourself with this new look for many of these teams starting a brand new season. Now running along here with Martin Basso. Have to break away as they go underneath the series of quick tunnels here. We lose our signal momentarily.
Hoover Orsi is really going to try to keep Joey Hand in hand. He cannot let him get away from him, because a young guy like this, first race, the confidence is brimming, and you can see he got a great shot, did Hoover Orsi. He's in a position to possibly draft here at the end of the straightaway.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth. I wanted to ask you, is this straightaway long enough? Any of these cars you can grab?
Here he comes.
Oh, yes, indeed. Orsi taking a peek to the inside. Remember, they're going to turn left here for turn number 1, and Hoover Orsi has the line. Hoover Orsi has the lead.
That was beautifully done. When you make a pass like this, it's not a last-minute decision. You think about it for a half lap and you set it up. He got perfect drive off the final hairpin. That was nicely done.
22-year-old driver from Brazil who drives for the Hilton Motorsports team, and he is now out on top. Let's learn more about the young Brazilian in his second year of Atlantic competition as we visit again with Brian Tilley.
Well, Hoover Orsi is no stranger to Atlantic competition, as you guys alluded. He ran well last year. But, Keith, did you guys find anything this morning, even in the weather conditions that we had, that would make the car faster? He's improved greatly. We can tell in the race he's running good.
Yeah, we basically put the setup that we would have liked to have tried in qualifying today to move us to the pole position, but that wasn't to be with the weather. But the U.S. sprint cars come to the forefront of what this last, and we hope the Hilton Motorsport can pull up its first win today.
Well, a calculated risk here. They went to what they would have tried. The wet didn't let them find out about it, but it seems to be working now, guys. Good guess.
Boy, the conditions have improved so much from the morning warm-up and final qualifying session. A dramatic change indeed. Basso running in the number 4 position as we ride with him. In front of him are Rutledge and Hand.
Yeah, and I think Rutledge is going to make a move, Gary.
Yes, indeed. Rutledge on the right side of the screen. He's got the inside line, and so he claims second place now. And Joey Hand, who had the great start to the race when he vaulted into the lead, is now back in the third position.
Because Joey Hand, before he went to full course yellow, seemed like he was driving away from everyone. But now that we've had a couple laps in anger and the tires are up to temperature, I wonder if he's struggling with the handling a bit.
No change among the top three as Huber Orsi sets the pace. The lead is less than a second. Rutledge runs in second. Holding out of that third spot, you see Joey Hand on number 27. Then it's Basso, Valiente, and Ave through the top 6 positions. We're racing in the Atlantic Division on the streets of Long Beach. A battle building for 4th place. On the move, Michael Valiente, the rookie in the black and gold number 95, challenging Martin Basso. And Valiente really making a statement here as he's all over the backside of number 5.
And Martin Basso, we would certainly think, as you said, Gary, a championship favorite. Has been quick this weekend at times in practice, but, you know, it's early in the race. You can't say that necessarily because a guy is not right up at the front now. He won't be later because these cars don't make pit stops. They sometimes set the cars up to run well at the end of the race when they've burned fuel. Other guys set it up to where they might be a little faster in the early portion.
And the third car looming in now this threesome is Tony Ave. As we mentioned, probably more experience than most anybody else in the field. He's in the white number 20. You see that orange, bright orange helmet, and he is closing in on Valiente. So we may have a three-way fight here for 4th place momentarily.
Coming up to the slowest corner on the racetrack, first gear, 26 miles an hour right there. Then you stand on it, go all the way through the gears to 150 at the end of the straightaway.
And this is that drafting scenario that you were talking about a bit earlier. In this instance, Valiente not quite close enough to challenge, couldn't get the pull off the corner. Up front, Huber Orsi still on top. That's Rutledge running second, and the rookie driver, Joey Hand, is right there third. Rutledge, well, he's got some experience. He's still a young man in this series, and he's got to be considered one of the championship favorites, even though he's only 22 years of age. Brian?
Well, Rick Cameron, as David Rutledge's engineer, we saw him drop back a little bit at the start. Is that just the mark of an experienced veteran? Don't get antsy at the start and wait to get the lead back when you can.
Well, I'm not really sure. I think maybe he was a little overcautious there, and you know, just basically got braked a little too early and got lost a few spots. But he seems like now he's able to make it back. He's turning the fastest laps for a little bit, so we kind of sit here and watch and see how the laps pan out and who's got the speed and who doesn't. So.
Well, the team seems to be confident. Maybe that is the mark of a veteran. He knows it's a long race. He's going to hang in there. He just wants to be there at the end.
And Brian, here's another interesting question. Remember last year, Buddy Rice and that 27 machine, he didn't necessarily run well in the beginning of races. And we saw that Joey Hand was struggling a little bit. Now he's closed that gap. So I wonder if those setups are going to carry over. And Joey Hand, in fact, will be a factor when we get to the end of this thing.
Suspense playing out here in the early stages. A 32-lap event. Round number 1 of 12 in the CART Toyota Championship Atlantic Series. Huber Orsi getting a lot of pressure right now from Rutledge. Hand lurks right there. 3 cars opening up a slight advantage over that next threesome of Basso, Valiente, and Ave.
And we heard from Hilton Motorsports that they're looking for their first Atlantic victory, and that's a lot of pressure. The 2 cars behind, they've won lots of Atlantic races, and they would so much like to be another one of those teams that's one that brings home the big trophy.
Huber Orsi last year got on the podium 3 times. It was a 3rd place finish each time.
Oh, Tony Ave.
Tony Ave now, and that white number 20 has gotten by Martin Basso. He has picked up a spot. Got a nice run going here. Keep an eye on Ave. Easy to spot with that bright orange and yellow helmet. Riding with Martin Basso. Basso driving for Michael Shank Racing. Well, Michael's racing team has really stepped up the last couple of years in this series. I mentioned Martin Basso out of Rafaela, Argentina, driving for the Shank Racing team. We'll learn more about him from Brian Till once again.
Well, Don Hutchings, you guys got a chance to work with Martin last year. You know him well. You being patient, long race?
Yeah. Looks like we may be hurting a little on top speed. Right now, he was going to try to take it easy. See how this all shook out. I'm not sure if he's got anything for him, but we'll see at the end.
I'm not sure that he believes that he's going to be patient, guys.
Well, Basso started outside row 2. He started 4th. Right now he is in 6th position. And failed to mention that not only did Tony Abe get by Basso, but Michael Valiente did as well. And Valiente is currently in the 4th spot. Rodolfo Levine, longtime veteran in recent years of the Indy Lights competition, making his debut in the Atlantic Series. And Jonathan Macri in the blue 31.
Yeah, and Macri's got to run. Macri had better drive off that previous corner, but it's tough to do it on the outside.
And now he'll duck inside. Line set up for the next corner, yes. Rodolfo Levine hanging on there. Macri had that good run in 31, but he couldn't quite pull it off. Now to the hairpin.
Yes, now he's lost his momentum. He had a good opportunity there, and Rodolfo Levine, who has a tremendous amount of experience, he's a rookie in Atlantic, but certainly not in racing, and he knew that he needed to protect his position, and it worked out well.
That white car chasing the blue one is driven by Rocky Moran Jr., who is in 9th position. Rocky changing teams, now running for Condor Motorsports. Carlos Babeda and his club. Well, our first event of a brand new season is underway, and we've got a pretty interesting fight shaping up as Hoover Orsi continues to set the pace on the streets of Southern California. John Bekus alongside. I'm Gary Gerald. Great to have you with us for our season opener in Atlantic Championship competition. This is the race for the lead as it comes to Shoreline Drive in Long Beach, California. Hoover Orsi in the silver number 9 has the advantage, but we don't know for how long. Being stalked patiently by David Rutledge in number 19, and then the rookie driver Joey Hand right behind that duo in the number 3 spot, car number 27.
Oh, Rutledge did a last-minute move there. I don't think that he was planning on that.
Boy, it opened up, and he grabbed it. Into the lead goes David Rutledge.
I think it was a case where he got on the brakes and all of a sudden realized that, hey, Hoover Orsi got on the brakes a bit earlier than I expected, and it's my turn to go through.
Certainly didn't look like he was going to take a championship run there on the straightaway. Well, Hoover Orsi now finds himself back in the 2nd position as they've swapped the spot, Brian.
Well, Keith, we just saw Rutledge take the lead from Hoover. How important is it to lead here, everything except the last lap?
It's always important to lead, but hopefully Hoover will bring the car back.
Not much you can do down there other than just kind of hope that the car works well, and then maybe the driver got caught napping. But with the experience that Rutledge now has, even at his young age in this series, and running with a team that knows all about winning championships in Atlantic competition, the Lynx team, he can be very, very tough to unseat from that top position.
And it makes me wonder whether he might have had a gear selection problem or something where it almost looked as though he slowed more than he had done before, and then Rutledge, paying close attention, saw the opportunity and pounced on it. So we'll look again on the approach to turn number 1 and see if Joey Hand is able to close in. It may have just been a fluke kind of thing where it didn't quite slide into gear, and thankfully Rutledge was paying attention and grabbed the spot.
Around the fountains down near the aquarium here in Long Beach. This is a new portion to the course as of a couple of years ago. Drivers last year, many of them had an opportunity to test the new layout for the first time. Still, more than half the field, rookie drivers who are getting their first taste of street racing at the beach.
Yes, in the section that they just finished, Gary, they did open up a few of those corners. The racetrack itself is identical to last year, but they've opened some of the line of sight. That was one of the things, especially the first year here at Long Beach, or first years, is it was very narrow focus. You couldn't see through the corner. You're kind of taking a risk every time you turn in. Now you'll notice at the apex of the corners like they had there, you'll see a good view off to the left of the camera here, that they've pulled the walls back and put curbs, so now the drivers can see through so they know what's on the other side of those high walls.
Frequently talk about street racing being in the concrete canyons. Literally, that's what it is. And you talk about that focus, and I suppose it's probably really a mental advantage if your vision allows you to see through those corners now as opposed to years gone by.
Yeah, your heart rate's a little bit lower than what it was last year.
David Rutledge is our leader as we near the midpoint of this competition. Rodolfo Levine, 7th, 8th, and 9th, trying to hold on. The challenge right behind him is Macri in the blue 31. They've battled virtually all race long. And then Rocky Moran Jr. in the white number 7. They're tightly bunched together.
And Rocky Moran has a good run.
Yes, he does.
But Rocky, I don't think you want to go, well, it's going to work out fine for him. I thought that was a little early to pull out in the draft, and we'll see what happens at turn 1. It may have been too early.
We're about to find out.
Macri, yeah, he's got the better line.
He hangs on with that inside line.
See, Rocky Moran could have maybe held back just a little bit and waited for his momentum to take him past Macri when they were going quicker. That's when the aerodynamic advantage helps you in that slingshot. It works better at the end of the straightaway as opposed to the beginning.
Black and gold car right behind Moran is driven by Guy Cosmo, another newcomer to the series, the teammate to Grant Riley, who had the early problem when the car was locked in first gear. Well, here's our leader. He's David Rutledge. Great to be out front in the season-opening events. We'll have more Championship Atlantic Racing from Long Beach after these messages. Championship competition and another renewal here in Long Beach, California. David Rutledge is our race leader. Hoover Orsi runs right behind him in second. Joey Hand is third. There's your leader in the teal number 19, Orsi in the silver number 9, and Hand in the blue and gold number 27. Brian Till continues to toil in the pits. Let's check in with him one more time.
Well, Peggy Haas, one of the principals at Lynx Racing. Peggy, David back for his second season with you guys. Obviously, the team chemistry, we can tell by what's happening on the racetrack, is still there.
Well, it's the first race of the season, and I'm really excited to be racing again, but you do not know how nervous I am inside.
Well, Peggy, David back for his second season with you guys. Obviously, big hopes. Got to be thinking championship.
Well, his head's in a good space. I think we really had a big breakthrough in the Laguna race last year, and he just continues to be more grounded, and he really, I think, is there.
His teammate, Valiente, is running a very solid and respectable fourth. Peggy Haas, the Lynx team, off to a great start. What a colorful setting. You occasionally get to see the skyline. Queen Mary, of course, is docked just across the water here and the inlet around this layout. The Dolphin Fountain, beautiful flowers, all the trappings of what people love to see in Southern California.
Yeah, and David is starting to turn up the heat a bit. He ran the fastest lap last time that he has done thus far. And, of course, that's not what Hoover Orsi was hoping for, as well as Joey Hand. He's hoping that maybe these guys will come back to him and his car will get better here near the end of the race.
Let's find out about the owner of this particular team. It's another member of the female contingent, Brian.
That's right. DSTP took a huge chance putting a rookie in that coveted seat this year.
We think we took a great chance. We knew a lot about Joey, and when I first met him, before we even got in the car, I could kind of tell that this would be the guy.
Brian talking down there, and boy, this team, Dee Dee Rogers and company, what a job they did last year as they went on and won the championship with Buddy Rice. Well, let's see how Rodolfo Levine. We've got Rocky Moran right behind him now, so we've had a little change of position back there. Levine running in 7th, Moran is in 8th, then Macri in number 31 is running 9th, and right behind him, Guy Cosmo in the 10th position. 3 of the 4 rookie drivers to this series. Only Rocky Moran Jr. is a veteran to this series, and he's only 21 years of age.
And Rocky, that car number 7 does look very quick on the straightaway. That is one of the things you can do when you set up a car. You can decide how much wing you want to put into it. The more wing you put in, the better it'll be in this section of the racetrack where you need some downforce. The less you put in, the faster it'll run down the straightaway. So that is one of the options that the drivers and the crews go back and forth and try and pick just the one they want. And generally, each car will be different.
Rodolfo Levine, who is right in front of Rocky Moran Jr., is a 23-year-old driver who hails from Mexico. He's driving for the Michael Shank Racing Team this year, and that's a change for him. Obviously, a newcomer to the series. We mentioned he has a lot of experience in the Indy Lights competition, but there's quite a difference between the Indy Lights cars and the Atlantic cars, and looks like Rodolfo's a quick study and is adapting well.
He is. I'm looking to see this time, since we think that Rocky Moran has a little more straightaway speed. What you want to do here, Gary, is swing a little bit wider, coming into the hairpin and get a good shot off. Oh, see that little twitch that he had, that blew his opportunity. If he had not kicked the back of the car out there, he was starting to gain ground, but it's unlikely he's going to be close enough now to get that good draft.
Well, as he kicked the back end out, he was flirting with the concrete wall. He was just inches away with the left rear.
Now, see, that's fun to do, but you kind of kick yourself thinking if I hadn't done that, I'd have the draft that I need.
Jonathan Macri in the blue 31. He's right there as well. Any little mistake, and it can cost you dearly.
Now, we've talked about wing settings and so on. Of course, all these cars are identical, but they don't feel identical because you have the opportunity to change any of the suspension components you want, the shock absorbers, the springs. I mean, there are still a ton of variables that these crews can work on and make these cars unique for each driver the way they like them.
Powered by fuel-injected 16-valve, 1.6-liter Toyota engines. At 9,500 RPMs, they'll crank out about 240 horsepower. They are capable of speeds right around 165 miles per hour. So we're not talking about, this is not a toy that you're playing with out here. This is serious business.
Rocky Moran with some brake smoke there. He's pushing hard. And of course, Jonathan Macri he likes that. When you see brake smoke from the guy in front, you know that he's pushing hard, and that may be all he's got. Now this time Moran got off much better. Much better exit off the hairpin, and we'll see if he is in fact close enough to draft Rodolfo this time.
Well, he certainly snugged it up there and tightened it up a bit.
Yeah, I think it's going to work this time.
Well, the moment of truth is fast approaching. Let's see what happens here now. Moran jumps out. Levine hangs on. Levine protects the line going into that turn one more time. But Rocky Moran did have a very good run. Oh, look at this. Under the wing. You can't get any closer off the rear end than that.
And Rodolfo certainly made Rocky Moran's job as difficult as possible. He went all the way down into turn one on driver's left the whole way. So if you want to pass me, you're going to have to go around the outside.
Well, this is a good battle. 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. We'll check on it in a few moments. Rutledge still on top. Season opener at Long Beach. Same battle here, 7th through 10th, and they are closing on Martin Basso, who is running in 6th position. So this little freight train got a nice little bit of momentum going, and Rodolfo Levine being patiently stalked here by Rocky Moran Jr. in the white car, Macri in the blue, and then right behind him comes Guy Cosmo.
Now you can see the flags in the background, meaning there's a service condition, a piece of, there it is.
Oh, there's a car slowing.
More than service condition, there's a whole car that's coming to stop there on the front straightaway. Means no passing, and of course you don't know what that debris is until you come upon it along some of these blind sections.
Couldn't identify who that car was as this foursome went flashing by. It was on the front straightaway.
A lot of people think of that flag as the oil flag. That's just because that's the worst case scenario, but it really means debris. It can be anything. It can be a car. You just never know what it is. You got to be ready for anything that might be around one of these blind corners.
A lot to absorb for these young, talented drivers who are trying to make their mark in a series. So here's Riley in the number 14 car. Remember, he was in the pits very early on with the car stuck in first gear. They obviously got him back out, but Grant Riley has encountered a problem here.
I think he just went down the escape road. And again, what he might be trying to do, Gary, is he knows that his race is run, so he's going to push really, really hard. We'll see what happened on the approach. Yep, he just left his braking a little bit too late, and once it gets locked to that degree, you might as well just go straight down the escape road.
Back up front, checking in on David Rutledge in number 19 and Huber Orsi in number 9. They continue to set the pace. We're well past the midway point of our season opening championship action. And the interval remains right at about 0.8 of a second. Been very consistent. I suppose, John, that's when it's tough to have the patience. You want, especially if you're a young driver in the first event of a brand new campaign. And these guys trying to make sure that they are error-free at this critical juncture. Less than, well, right at 10 laps to go in the competition. Now, going to go back up here, and Rodolfo Levine, a little contact. That was Eric Jensen in the blue number 2, who had lost a lap to the field, who got a little nudge. Rodolfo Levine is right behind him, then Moran, then Macri, and we've got a traffic jam building up here. And Martin Basso has now got all of this group in his mirrors. Jensen graciously pulls off the line and lets everybody stream through. Well, we mentioned Rodolfo Levine, new to this series, coming out of Mexico, and Brian Till's in his pit.
Well, Mike Shank, Rodolfo doing a great job. He's picked up 3 positions at the start, but this is a new series to him. Any learning curve for him here, or is he just ready to go?
Even though he's had some time in the Indy Light cars, these cars take a little bit to drive. He's doing a great job. He's coming on. Looks like we may have missed on the setup just a little bit, but we'll go to the next race and knock him dead. He's doing a great job. I'm real happy.
That's what I like about Mike Shank, man. He's already thinking about the next event, which is going to be on the short oval at Nazareth, Pennsylvania. And he's such a competitor. And this guy, what success he's enjoyed in a short period of time in building a very formative team here in Atlantic Racing.
Well, his 2 cars are just about to come together because Martin Basso is in 6th, Levine in 7th. So these 2 cars, you can see there that the 11 car of Levine is starting to close in on Martin Basso, who I would think must not have a car to his liking, because he would most likely be much closer to the front if it were.
Yeah, Basso started out 4th on the grid and has slipped back, as we mentioned, into 6th place.
Now, Mike Shank is thinking about the next race until his 2 cars come together and be in close contest. Then you'll start thinking about, that's when a team owner really gets nervous, when you got teammates running together, because that's a scary time.
Well, it seems like over the years, anytime you talk to Michael Shank in the pits, I mean, the energy just exudes out of every pore in his body. Look at this run here. Macri.
Oh, he's back by.
He got by Rocky Moran Jr. Here comes Rocky right back on the white car. They're side by side, headed down shoreline toward turn number 1. The advantage at the moment looks like it's going to Moran. Rocky Moran Jr. gets the position back. Macri is right there, being chased by Guy Cosmo. Cosmo's doing a rock-solid job here in his rookie debut.
Yeah, this has been nice, and that was a nice move by Moran to be able to slot in there in the front of this group from the outside. Generally, where Jonathan Macri was on the inside is a little faster, a little more aggressive position to be in on the entrance of turn 1.
So that puts Rocky Moran Jr. in the 7 car, now in 8th position. Macri in 9th and Cosmo in 10th. Now, Levine has pulled a little bit away from this trio here after getting a lot of pressure for quite a while. Just a few moments ago while we were away, coming through traffic that may have brought his heart right to his mouth. Let's take a quick look. The Mazzata brothers, rookie drivers.
And it's Zach Mazzata here, doesn't see him coming, even though that blue flag is waving. And there, contact, heavy contact between the 2 cars. And that is a scary moment when you are the leader, especially when you know you have 3.4 seconds in hand, and all you have to do is slice your way through some of the lap cars. Whew. That's got to be a scary moment for the team and for the driver.
Boy, I guess some deep breathing going on right there. Fortunately for Rutledge, it was flush on the wheel, or otherwise he could have easily looped it out or had damaged suspension and been knocked out of what appears to be an almost certain victory now in the season opener.
Well, that's why you and I are always looking for lap traffic when a guy starts running away, because we know there could be some action.
A couple of the rookies, the Mazada giving way that time, Zach and Hawk, and that contact there with Zach almost put Rutledge on the sideline, but almost is the operative word here. He's still out in front. In fact, the advantage over Hoover Orsi is now at 3.5 seconds.
And part of the reason for that, with 1 lap to go here, is that Hoover Orsi also had some trouble working past the brothers, and so therefore that's given Rutledge a little bit of breathing room.
And in fact, as you saw the white flag and they crossed the line, the interval was up to 4.3 seconds. There's Orsi. He's in second place. How about the rookie Joey Ann running a solid third? He's still in sight. He's another 2.5 back in the third spot. There comes Hand right there in the DSTP colors, number 27.
And he's got to be, I know the team, and he might be disappointed because he's a true competitor, but ending up on the podium as a rookie in your first race, that's a great place to start. And as we heard from the team, they're very high on this guy.
He's a former star Formula Mazda champion of 1999. Missed most of the action, as we mentioned, because of a karting accident last year, but what a great debut. It looks like he'll be on the podium. But the man of the hour is going to be this man in number 19 for Lynx Racing, David Rutledge from West Vancouver, British Columbia. Last year was a breakthrough year for him when he won on the famed circuit at Montreal. He was second here at Long Beach last year. He's going to do it one better. As the double checkers are in sight, the Lynx team will move to the top of the point standings, and look at the elation there, both in the car and on the scoring stand. So Rutledge is our season opening winner. Peggy Haas and all of the Lynx team enjoying the moment down the way. We'll, of course, be hearing from David Rutledge momentarily in victory lane. He gets the win. Orsi second. Hand joins them on the podium. Valiente, Ave, Basso, Levine next in line. The first one's in the books from Southern California. Toyota Atlantic Championship is being brought to you by Toyota. Back at Long Beach, a beautiful receiving area at Victory Lane, as the congratulations are now offered to our first winner of the 12-event 2001 championship season. That man right there, driving for the Lynx team, is David Rutledge, and Brian Till is there to join him.
Well, David, such a long run down from the pits. I know your crew guys aren't here to celebrate with you yet, but fantastic drive. What a way to start the season.
Yeah, this is great. This is exactly what the Lynx Racing team has been working for all off season. I'll say it again, I just really appreciate that Peggy and Jackie put this program together for me, because really being with the same team 2 years in a row has had total benefits for our program.
Well, and a little scare there at the end. It looked like smooth sailing. You dropped back a little bit, but then charged back, but a little scare there at the end with lap traffic.
Well, yeah, a little bit. I had contact, actually, with one over in this last corner on the back straight. But even before that, I think one of the cars had almost blown their motor, so there was oil all over the track. So that's one of the reasons we fell back as well. The track got quite oily, so lap times after that. Being the leader, I didn't know what to judge, how fast to go. You know, I set the pace and wanted to make sure I didn't do anything silly.
Well, smart moves by a hot young driver looking for the championship this year. Let's get back to the booth.
Well, this kicks off his fourth full season of Atlantic Championship competition, and what a start for David Rutledge, his second career win. He ends up 4.3 seconds on top of Hoover Orsi. The rookie Joey Hand, the leading rookie driver of the day, joins them on the podium. Another rookie, Valiente fourth. Tony Ave looked like he might be able to challenge early on, settled in a solid fifth, followed by Basso, Levine, Macri. Cosmo got by Rocky Moran Jr. there late, and he gained a ninth place finish in his debut in the series. So good job. 5 rookies in the top 10 of our season opening Atlantic event.
Hoover, I know you're probably a little disappointed with second place because you led there for a while, but still a tremendous way to start the season.
Yeah, for sure. Like the car was running really good in the beginning. I was able to get the lead in the first few laps, in the mountain until almost the half of the race. But unfortunately, after half of the race, the car started to be a little bit oversteering the act of the corners. And then David did a good job. He passed me. I tried to keep behind him to make him make a mistake or something like that. But he drove a tremendous race. He didn't any mistake. So it's a good result. Second is not bad. It's first race of the year. Let's try get the first position in the next race.
Smart young drivers in this series, guys. They know it takes an entire season to win a championship. He'll take second place.
Yeah, he says second's not bad. Well, it's his career best finish in Atlantic competition after 3/3 last year. You look at how the rookies turned out. We mentioned 5 in the top 10. Hand in 3rd, Valiente in 4th, Levine in 7th, Macri in 8th, and Cosmo in the 9th position. And once again, down in victory lane, we're checking in with Brian.
Well, Joey Hand, first race in over a year. You qualify on the front row. I know you didn't win. You wanted to, but you got to be happy with the results that you had today.
Yeah, I mean, we're really happy. I think this is a good start for the championship race. You know, I got to give a big thanks to Didi Rogers and DSTP. The whole gang at DSTP have given me a great race car and a great opportunity. And I told you before, Brian, this is the opportunity, you know, that everybody wants, and I'm glad I'm here. And I think they know that we're here. And I think we're going to give them a run for the money for the championship.
DSTP continues to make its mark on this series. Look for Joey to be there all year long.
Boy, a lot of poise and from an articulate young man, a newcomer to the series with an impressive debut. Well, be sure to join us on Sunday, May 13th, the second round of the 2001 Toyota Atlantic Championship. It comes from the Oval at Nazareth to test the very mettle of this exciting group of racing professionals. Thanks to Brian Till and Jan Beekes. I'm Gary Gerald, thanking you for joining us here. And our congratulations to David Rutledge, season opening winner in the CART Toyota Atlantic Championship Series. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.